Welcome to SKML Chess Academy. In the last video, we have seen the variation, Rubinstein Gambit variation in 4 knights game, which gave black a tremendous advantage. So, in order to escape the Rubinstein Gambit line, white may transform into Scotch game or Geico piano. That's all we have seen. Similarly, in this three knights game, we see black black's effort to avoid the four knights game. In this, black avoids the four knights game. Let us see how. Let us start with e4, e5, knight f3. After playing knight f3, black has two choices here. They can develop either the queen's b knight, b file knight, or g knight, g file knight. So we will see what happens one by one if each one of the knight is developed. Please remember, on the third move, black avoids to develop both the knights. It may develop on the fourth move, but it will not develop on the third move. That is the game which is known as a three knights game, or anything other than knight to f6 or knight to c6. Any move played by black can be termed into a three knights game. It is classified into three knights game. Please remember that. Now here, let us see what happens if black develops the c file knight. So it comes to knight c6. As usual, white develops both his knights because he doesn't know what is the black intention. Now black here plays bishop b4. But since black bishop has come here, and since this white does not move this, so it cannot win this. So white want to exploit this black's bishop only, but black bishop is protected by the knight on c6. So here, what is the plan for the white is to develop c3 and d4, so to get a strong center. But here, black has a strong move. Now, instead of third move, now in the fourth move, black develops his knight, attacking the e4 pawn. Now, if white continues his development with normal moves like bishop c4, then black also castles. Then here c3. So attacking the bishop will go back to bishop e7. Here, white has no time to build up a strong center because of his exposed e pawn. So if knight into f6, check bishop into f6. If he tries to play e4, d4, then e into d4, c into d4, then black places his rook on the e file, and if he tries to play e5, then he simply plays d6. This bishop on f6 cannot be captured by this e5 pawn, as this white king is exposed on the e file. So black has an excellent position. Here, if white tries, instead of d4, here if he tries d3, then the black will play d6, white castles, and bishop to e6. Now black has then already equalized this position. So this is the main idea of the black. So to avoid four knights and get an early equalizing and easy equalizing lines in the three knights game. And here if this d4, when we send d4, d4 can be also answered by e into d4. Okay, here e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Okay, knight c3, bishop b4, knight d5, for knight d5, knight f6, bishop c4, castles c3, bishop e6, knight into f6, bishop into f6, d4. This all we have seen now. Now let us see how can a white, is there any line for white which is little promising. So white, there is a one promising line for white if black persists in avoiding the four knights is for bishop b5. Here you see e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Afterwards, black bishop b4. Here, instead of 4 knight d5, there is a bishop b5. So that on 4 knight g e7, here knight f6 also possible. So, but he want to take out he want to move the pawn. So then it's normally whenever a bishop is pinning the knight, it is usually protected by the other knight this way in the opening stage. So when it is played knight g e7, he plays d4, e into d4, knight into d4. This gives him a better center position for the white. So alternatives to 3b4, if black tries any other alternatives for 3b4 or other than the knight f6 in the 4 knight, gives black a cramped position. Let us see what happens if black prefers to develop the other knight in the second move. Here we have seen the black developing his queen knight, b knight, b5 knight to c6. Now let us see what happens if black develops his g5 knight first. So e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6. Sorry, e4, e5, knight f3. Here he develops knight f6. Then, as usual, knight c3, bishop b4, and on the normal bishop c4, or we will see one variation here. If what happens if knight into e5, it castles and comes to bishop e2, rook e8. This is where the extra pawn has to be returned by white, since this it is under attack. The moment you change this, so this pawn is attacked by twice. So first he will capture this knight, then he will capture with this pawn. Or the moment he changes, even if he doesn't capture this, he can capture this. If knight recaptures, then rook recaptures the knight. So that is how he has to return back the pawn. So again, for bishop c4, for bishop c4, the equalizing line is castles. Castles, he plays d3, then he plays c6. Then with the 6 castling, he will play d5, then comes bishop b3, then here comes bishop g4. So black game is already satisfactory since he developed and he is having a good center and all. So these are the two lines where black tries differently not to enter into to avoid the enter into 4 knights game. That's all in this video. If you like it, please subscribe and like it, share it, and press the bell icon button so that you will get the information about new ideas the moment we make. Thank you very much. Let us see in the next video. We will be talking about Philidor's defense in the next video. Till then, bye.